Please welcome Tara.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, well, welcome. Thanks for being here. I live in Cedar Rapids, so I would trek this morning and watch the sun come up, and it was absolutely beautiful, so that energized me. So let's go ahead and get into it. I have put a card in front of you so that you have my information so we can stay connected. My main thing is I'm the lead faculty over the marketing management program at Kirkwood Community College. Moved here from Nashville a couple years ago to take that over and have been loving it. One of the things I did, this will be my third year in July. It will be my third year living here in Iowa. And one of the things I did with the program was completely rehauled it to AI because in marketing, that was crucial. So we kind of pioneered that at the college. It got a lot of attention, so started teaching all the faculty how to use AI as a tool and into the business world. I'm also a consultant, so Eagle Eye Vision Consulting is my consulting, and also our mascot at Kirkwood is an eagle, so I'm super excited. And LeClaire, Iowa has their Eagle Winterfest this weekend, which I'm going on Sunday. So eagle is kind of a theme, and then I also have a honey brand. So I am dressed like a bee today on purpose because I am that queen bee. So this is my birthday dress anyway, because it was a happy bee day, birthday, honey theme party. But anyway, so we're going to get into our AI in action, smarter social media. So I'm going to teach some things today like how to prompt engineer. I call it smart prompting. So we're going to come up with a formula that you can plug into any AI. We'll talk about those things. I did email you this morning, so if you want to check your email, you don't have to have your laptops, but if you have your phones and want to be engaged and create something today, I would love to do that together. You can open up the PowerPoint and copy and paste some prompts and put them in very easily when we get to those slides. So let's go ahead and just kind of look at this slide. Might be hard at the back of the room, but just some things with social media is content. So what is content? Video content, that's where you're going to get right now your most impressions, likes, views, things like that, rather than just a photo of some sort. Blogs, that's going to help optimize your website score, adding a blog. Those are the most clicked on. Infographics, so if your audience, which we're going to know specifically what your audience is today by using AI, that's something we'll build. An infographic, if they like education. If that's your audience, they want to be informed, an infographic is something that would be work for that. Case studies, ebooks, education articles. So different platforms are going to have a better output on retention and touches and things like that with marketing. Newsletters, some audiences love them, some don't. Webinars, memes. I like a good meme. So cat memes are the most, like in the world, shared, and they keep going up. So anyway, you might want to add a little cat meme or something, I don't know. But let's just keep going. Maybe 1 second. Let me turn this on. So I kind of want to give a definition, since I'm a teacher, of content marketing, strategic approach, and really kind of want to highlight that strategy, because we are going to build a strategy today. Creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent, content to attract, retain, and clearly define your audience. So this is something where maybe your audience is going to change over time. You can look at that, get the data every few months or so, or every month, look at the data, change, do an A/B test, see what works. Maybe post something of the same differently with a video and an infographic, see what your audience likes, see how it's changing, and then make a data-informed decision to change how you approach that post or how you approach the social media and the content. I have a little, it's kind of small, but 70% of marketers actively invest in content marketing, generates 3 times more leads than traditional marketing, but costs 62% less. So this is where you're going to get more bang for your buck with the content, creating it using AI. 81% of consumers say they need to trust a brand before making a purchase. One of the trends that is kind of globally now, ever since really the pandemic, is founder-led growth. They really want to see who that person is behind a brand. or behind a district or behind something. They want to see that face. So you'll see that's more of a thing. I also put a graphic in here for inbound and outbound marketing. I know you guys touched on SEO as one of your other classes, but SEO, search engine optimization, optimizing your website, getting viewed. We're going to touch on that today with AI. Inbound, you're bringing them in. Your organic social media, you're attracting. Outbound is like your cold calling, your ads, your display ads, your print. Those are things that are going out. Something that'll help your optimization score is also blogs that have outbound links that's informing a customer. So for instance, let's just say a travel blog. You click on that because you're like, oh, I really want to go here. And there's a bunch of outbound links showing you where to go, you'll click out and then back into that website. So that's an example of optimizing the score by providing something that'll take you out but really draws them back in. So some benefits of this content marketing is building trust, authority, educating, supporting your SEO and inbound marketing, and converting and retaining customers. So this is just kind of an overlevel. We'll get into the weeds in a moment. Then we're going to go over buyer and customer personas, and we're going to build some using AI. And that's why I sent the PowerPoint so that you can just copy and paste it, put it in, plug in your information, and then we can create these things together. So it's a semi-fictional representation of your ideal customer based on research and real data. Some key elements: age, gender, location, so your demographics. Interest and behaviors. Pain points and challenges. And I highlighted that because a lot of people are like, well, I want really good reviews. I'm kind of like, well, I really want that bad reviews, or a couple of them so I can trend it, put it in AI, come up with a plan, or have a meeting with my team and say, hey, we've got these, this is the trend, what are we going to do about it? Now let's come up with a strategy. I only get that data with negative reviews. Also, I can get data with positive reviews. What are we doing well? We can copy and paste all the reviews, put them into AI, see what we're doing well, praise that, maybe make it better, maybe make it our thing, and start marketing. We are the best at customer service. We are the best at this. We have really good cloches or whatever, right? So that's, I live in Czech Village. But, so that's kind of what we're known for. But I'm gluten-free, I can't have them, but anyway, buying motivations. So here's an example. Marketing Molly, she's 30 to 45, she's a small business owner. She struggles with digital advertising, engages with how-to guides and video tutorials because of that. The persona that we will probably build in AI is a little bit more extensive than this. This is just kind of an example of the fictional character. What I want to know with the persona is, where do they hang out on social media? What platforms are they on? What do they kind of like? Do they have a family? What is their income? That kind of thing. Now, how do I attract that specific person? I like to know at least 3 of my customer personas at all times, build from there, and then have at least 3 strategies on how to attract those 3 personas to my business or to my area. 90% of companies using buyer personas say they create a clear understanding of their customers, so having that clear picture, and businesses that use them see 171% increase in marketing generated revenue. All right, let's go. Content marketing strategy. There is a theme here of strategy, and it is kind of like my military coming out. I'm like, let's just put this on the map, and how are we going to do this, and that kind of thing. So that's kind of like my mindset. But for content marketing, 3 key steps for this is to define your goals: brand awareness, lead generation, or engagement. Choose your format: blog post, video, info, social media, kind of that graphic at the front. Choose what you're going to do. You can also choose that based on your customer persona and what platform they hang out on, because different platforms have different content that is more, more successful. Let's just say that. So for instance, Facebook, people might read a blog, for instance, or LinkedIn. They might actually click on something and read it. Facebook's really good for events. It's really good for certain demographics. Instagram might be good for ads or a reel, something quick like that. Distribute and measure the platforms through SEO, paid ads. Also just getting your data from just looking at your posts to see how many likes you got. That is data, and you can see which ones are liked the most. So I have a few different things, but I have a YouTube channel. And when COVID happened, I started this free fitness gym 6 to 7 days a week for anybody in the world that wanted to move. That was just kind of my thing. I was like, we need to be healthy. There's a lot of negativity in the world. Let's just do something positive. So I started a YouTube channel. And then I had a couple Facebook pages. I made one. This is where I did an A/B test. I did one with my name, and I did one with Transform Fit, which was just some brand I made up for it, even though it wasn't a revenue-generated thing. Got a whole logo. It was a little butterfly. Had it hand-painted, all this kind of stuff, and the other one was just my photo. The photo one, let's just talk about the Facebook pages. The photo page went up to 13,500 followers very quickly. The one that was branded was 3,500. So what I found from that data was people wanted personalized or something very personal because working out was very personal. It's a very intimate thing. And so they didn't want something where it wasn't founder-led growth. So they wanted to see that photo behind who's going to be doing their workouts. So that was something that I just made, okay, so now I'm going to put myself out there a little bit more. Started the YouTube channel, and I put my name on the YouTube channel. And from there, there's an analytics tab. I looked at that analytics tab. I can see which one's the most popular video. I found out that they really liked it when I did workouts where I was wearing a wig and being silly. So although that was for Halloween week, I'm like, all right, they like wigs. Let's just do this. So we became this theme thing. And then people just started saying, well, I like this and I like that. So it might have not been my favorite class to teach, but whatever my customer wanted. And this is where I had to step down and say, well, this is what I wanted, but this is what my customer wants. And I have to change based on this data. And I did. And then my YouTube channel grew faster when I started giving them what they wanted. But it was just really simple, just using those free data analytics tabs on anything that I could get, getting a report, and then saying, based on this data, what change can I do this week? Based on this data, what can I create this week? I also did A/B tests on, when I started doing the theme classes, I started doing A/B tests on how I promoted them and how I titled them. So I would do maybe one class with a different photo and the same class with a different photo 2 weeks later, and I would see which one grew faster, because that was a thing as well. I'm like, this is the same class, but just because I promoted it differently, produced maybe double the size of people who came, and then the reach spread from there. So I just kind of wanted to share that on data and then content and then strategy. I also put in here HubSpot. Does anybody use HubSpot for marketing? It is something, okay, I'm so glad actually nobody uses it because then this will be a valuable tool. I would encourage you to go to HubSpot, have all of your employees trained. It is free marketing. I have all my students get certifications from here. There's a content certification, there's a social media certification, and they all have, anybody that goes into my classes has to do it. And it's free. And the reason that it's free is because it's one of the largest platforms for free marketing education, and they get tons of money just for you clicking on it anyway. So it's kind of a win-win. But there's YouTube channels, there's blogs, there's trainings, whatever type of education that you like to receive, they have it for you. So any type of learner. So educating. Another thing is, and I will kind of just deviate for a minute before we get into some stuff, is, let's see, It used to be called Google Academy courses, but now it's called like something else. Not Coursera. I think it's called like Google. Hold on. Do you know what I'm talking about? Not Skillshop, I think it is. Yeah, Skillshop. Google Skillshop. Free courses. This is another one. It's free. So Google Skillshop. This is another one where you can give your employees or whoever you're working with free certifications on Google Analytics, using AI with Google, all those kind of things. The analytics one is really good because I'm going to be honest, I don't like analytics, but I do know the value in them. And so I took a 16-week course, Google, like a paid one through Coursera of Google Analytics. Hated it, but I really like the value that I have in it. Some people love the analytics. You need both. You need that, excited, like ideas, mind, and strategy, and this, but I also need the balance of the analytics to make a better choice. Because the strategy could be great, but without the data, with the data it can be greater, let's just say. So Skillshop, another free tool, HubSpot, I wanted to highlight for you just so you could have that for later. Okay, let's keep going. And then the teacher type stuff is over. So blogging and SEO basics. I know you went through your SEO course, but blogging is going to increase your website traffic. It positions you as an industry expert, especially if your blog is bringing value to those who are reading it. So making sure those topics aren't just what AI says, but really drive it. So that's the thing where we aren't just going to listen to AI. We are going to prompt AI for the best output in a minute with what we're going to learn. This little thing that's probably small for you in the back is 68% of online experiences begin with a search engine search. Websites with blogs receive 55% more visitors than those without. So that's a huge amount. Some best practices for blogging, having a keyword search, and you can go to Google Trends for keyword search, or you can use AI for those keywords. Optimize your headlines and meta descriptions. I'll get into a little bit more of that. Using those internal and external links going in and out in blogs. A lot of people want just to stay in and kind of afraid for people to go out. But trust me, if you're giving that value for somebody to go out, because I love it when somebody gives me an outbound link. I really do. And I will go back to that blog because of it, because I'm getting more information just from this instead of having to go everywhere for it. Structure content for readability. And then an example of an effective blog. So weak is just marketing tips. That's very broad. I don't know what that means. Marketing's so huge. It's like 10 degrees. But a strong is like 5 proven strategies to grow your business with content marketing. So I know it's just 5 strategies. I know it has to do with content. I know it's going to grow my business. Okay, that's a little bit more specific. Maybe that'll grab my attention. I could do an A/B test and put out kind of a blog with similar content that has 2 different titles and see which one. So I love experimenting with marketing. That's the fun part. But sometimes it's scary, especially if you're like, I don't have time for this experimenting. Video content creation. Viewers retain. So this is really important. It's not that viewers just view videos. They retain 95% of the content when they view it than just reading alone. So watching a video, they're only going to retain 10% or less of the content just by reading it, where they're just going to oh, that's really interesting. I'm only going to remember this one sentence or paragraph. But if I watch a video, I'm going to remember that whole video and more key points. 86% of businesses use video as a marketing tool. And I would say that's growing to almost 100% now. Increases engagement and conversion rates. So that's really important to convert somebody to now either subscribe, like my page, start going, have it be something bookmarked, have it be something their go-to. Short-term videos are now really, really good. You can do shorts on YouTube. That's another thing that is bringing people in to maybe subscribe to your channel is a YouTube short, and now they're getting put on all your platforms like Facebook and things like that. When AI, which AI is now tied to all of your phone. If you have a phone, you have a code. It knows it. It is listening. So no matter what privacy you have on there, just so you know. Keep videos short. This says 60 to 90 seconds. It depends on your audience. So sometimes it might be 5. That might be your audience. Here's something else to think about. When we build our customer personas, some people like a video where there's somebody's face up in your business. I don't like that because sometimes it's really personal where they're like, hey, like they're talking to you. To me, that's like, you're in my space. I need to see you from far away, at least 10 to 15 feet behind. So when I see a video like that, I immediately like drop my phone, close it up. I'll put it in a different room because I get so upset about that. So knowing your customer, you know, how personal do they want the video? You know, it's not just we're creating a video. We have to create the video for that customer, for their behavior, not ours. Another thing for video is salvage what you have, or make something really quickly. Like we're going to do a content day. We only have 2 hours. That's going to be a year's worth of stuff. So for instance, I really like mascots, okay? And some people think it's ridiculous. I won't get into it. But when I moved here, I noticed we had an eagle mascot. It's my favorite bird. I'm Native American. There's all sorts of things about the eagle. And I was like, who is under that suit? So I went to go, they said, oh, it's so-and-so. I went to go meet her, and I'm like, can I be the eagle sometimes when you can't? And she said, sure. So I'm the mascot at Kirkwood. And if you want, I can show you some videos. But so I was like, I had a work study because I'm like, oh, this social media stuff is a lot. Okay, so I hired a work study to help with doing this. And I'm like, we need to make some videos around campus when there's not a lot of people here. So last fall, around Thanksgiving, we took an hour and a half because you have to reserve the mascot and you have to get it secretively and all this kind of stuff, and you need help getting it on. So me and my work study, I even got like a branded van because I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if Sammy the Eagle was driving a Kirkwood van, you know, and waving and all this kind of stuff. So we did this 2 hours one day, 1.5 hours the other day. I got over 300 videos. And I just cut 6 seconds, 6 to 10 second videos, sometimes 3 seconds. Because I can piece those together and make something super silly that pertains to whatever my audience. And my audience happens to be 18 to 25-year-olds. So I can do the most ridiculous things. And so I still have those videos, and I have not even used more than 20. And that was a year ago. So I probably have years worth of content that I can salvage and make really funny things. I can even take that video, take a photo, put it into Canva, make some sort of, you know, holiday post of some sort. You know what I mean? So really kind of think about your content that way. You can even put these things into AI and say, what part of this video do you think I should post? My audience is this. What do you think they would really like? You can do that kind of stuff too. All right. Sorry I got a little sidetracked there. When you have a video, starting with those first 3 seconds, that's your hook. And that's probably why I was talking about, like, how do you really grab them in? Being away from the camera, here, a lot of movement. Sometimes a lot of movement is going to detract and make somebody put the phone away. Sometimes a lot of movement's needed. So really kind of think about that. Optimize for mobile viewing and include captions. So you know people are up at work on their phones, bored and distracted when they should be working. Okay, everybody. And I can't have the sound on, and I don't know what's going on that video, so adding captions is really important so that they can at least read what's going on. So making sure you're adding those captions, You can use AI to get those on. And then including a call to action, or CTA is what it's called. So what kind of call to action? It needs to be clear on website, on any kind of post. Did you post the post for people to read? And just be informed? Did you post it for them to click on something? Did you post it for them to read? Did you post it for them to register and sign up? So a call to action might be, read our latest blog about such and such. Watch this video. Watch maybe some kind of teaser. Click on, our probably on Instagram you've seen a lot of click on bio, everything in bio. But some kind of call to action. What do you want them to do? We're really thinking about that. And then I put in here GoPro. I would encourage you to go to GoPro's Instagram and just watch their user-generated content. They're brilliant on that. So UGC is what it's called, user-generated content. That's where you get people to repost what you posted, which is really easy to do in LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a very underutilized platform. When people repost and share, that's going to help. User-generated content is also somebody comes to an event you put on, or a sale, or something that you're doing, or a new menu of some sort, and they're like, look at this. This just opened, or they're doing something and then they're posting it. That's user-generated. Or they're resharing your story. The up-and-coming generation doesn't like to do selfies and things like that. Millennials still do. It just depends on the age and demographic of your customer to see what kind of user-generated content that they're going to do. Another thing, there is a user-generated business that started here in Iowa from a stay-at-home mom called Hummingbirds. And Hummingbirds is where they have local influencers. And the local influencer has to have at least 300 followers to a few thousands. And depending on how many followers they have is going to be depending on the marketing campaign that they get. So I used to do this. And when I first moved here, and that's why I went all over the state and just enjoyed it, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this marketing campaign. I'm getting paid to just spend money and enjoy LeClaire or enjoy Des Moines or go to this thing. And then I would do, a video, and people would be like, where is that? My friends would go. So that's the power of influencers. So if you have some friends or they have some kids, give them a free pass to something, have them do a post. Hummingbirds has grown so much now, they're nationwide, and now they're not small anymore. But there's another business idea if you want to start something small to help smaller businesses again. But user-generated content, call to action, making videos, strategy, salvaging the videos. I'm going to kind of go back. Keywords, using blogs, getting your website traffic. Those are the kind of things. Okay. So this is where we're almost done with kind of the weed stuff. But content marketing and the marketing funnel. I'm going to go back and forth. Let me start with this graphic. So this is the marketing funnel. I'm obsessed with it. And I would highly, highly recommend printing this out and having it in front of your computer every day. So the top of the funnel is awareness. This is a very cold thing. This is, how do I make somebody aware of what I'm doing, what event I'm doing? And this is going to go out to the masses. So it's something that's cold. We want to get them in the funnel to warm them up. The next thing is consideration. How do I get somebody to consider? It's not always going to lead to a sale, and this is where it gets really confusing. I want everybody to be aware of the thing because they may meet someone and say, oh, you know what? I heard about this thing that you would love. I heard about this thing that your mom would love. I heard about this thing because people love to talk about practical value. What people consider, well, let me back up. To get into the awareness, I'm going to get a little nerdy. You might want to write down the letters RAS capital. RAS stands for Reticular Activating System. It's a system in the brain that marketing has to have for you to be aware and start considering something. How it works is this. Let's just say somebody's sister comes up to me, or let's just say a coworker comes up to me and says, my sister's birthday's next week. She really wants a pug puppy. Do you know anybody who has pug puppies? And I'm like, no. I'm thinking, I don't know your sister. I don't really care. We're not really close work friends. So I'm just going to tell you what you want to hear. I'll be on the lookout. No, but I'll be on the lookout. My subconscious doesn't know anything else except that I said I'm going to be on the lookout. I have now activated my RAS. So when I go home after work, I'm just driving, and I see somebody next to me at a red light, and there is a pug. It's not a puppy, but it's a dog, and it's a pug, and it's in this lady's lap. And I'm like, huh, weird. I go to Hy-Vee. The flower section is in the front with birthday cards. I pass it. There is a pug puppy with a birthday card that says happy birthday. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I grab my sushi, I leave. I'm almost home. I see a guy walking 3 puppies that are pugs. And I'm like, that is a coincidence. That is my reticular activating system now activated to find patterns of what I just heard. And that is what it does in marketing.
Is that when you buy a new car, then you realize everybody in town's got one?
Everybody's got yes.
You keep noticing them all over the place?
They were always there.
Okay.
That is your reticular activating system. It will blow your mind. It makes me feel a little manipulated. But just know that you can use it for good. You got a good cause. You got a business. You want people to come. You need to activate their reticular activating system. How do you do that? You make a reel. Why do you think YouTube won't let you skip past the 10-second ad? Even if you're not watching it. You heard it, it's now in there. Maybe I'm not going to buy it, but somebody else may 10 years later. Oh, you know what? I heard about this brand. It comes out. So awareness is I heard something, I saw something, I heard somebody else talk about it. Now that we're in, are you guys okay with me getting a little more nerdy? Okay. Okay. I don't have a whiteboard, but I would love for you to write down the words, an acronym. So make some room to write down next to the acronym one word. The acronym is STEPS, but it's capital S, capital T, capital E, 2 P's, capital P, P, S. I'm going to talk about the science of word of mouth, how to get people to talk, because this is a huge awareness thing. And although I'm talking a lot about content and things that are new, there is still value in traditional marketing, word of mouth. And I just want to get into the science of why. So S stands for social asset. Social asset. A social asset is a fact that I know that maybe you don't know. Maybe it's a secret. You hear something, you're like, guess what? I found out so-and-so is going to be a grandma. So anyway, stuff like that. You know, I'm not supposed to say anything. So just wait until they do the announcement. Stuff like that. I hear stories all the time that people are not supposed to be telling me. That is why, let's just take it in a marketing example. That's just a personal example. Speakeasies, they're always full, and they're not advertised. People love a secret, love a good secret. So social asset, it's going to get people to talk. The T is trigger. Trigger. Peanut butter and jelly. That's a trigger. Another trigger is you hear somebody talking and you're like, oh my gosh, sorry to interrupt, I just got to tell you. I'm going to relate. Now that you triggered something, a relatable story, our brains want to relate to you because I want to connect. That's going to get me to talk. The E for steps is emotion. And this is really, really important when you're talking about social media and content. Enthusiasm and anger are the highest emotions that are going to get action. So when you do a call to action, if you want the most excitement, anger. That's why the news works. You get an angry story, it has the most clicks. You get a really excitable thing, most clicks. Now, sadness and zen are kind of like, you might not want to take action yet. You might need to ponder a little bit. But those emotion. So there's an emotion. The P, public. The more you're out there, they see your face, they're going to talk about you. Oh my gosh, I saw so-and-so. Like, I always talk about our mayor. I love our mayor in Cedar Rapids. Love her. And I'll be like, she was just over at the cereal contest you guys heard about. I don't know if you guys heard about that World Cereal thing. She was just over there. And then she went to the Asian Festival to do a proclamation here and over here. And then she was over here. And I was like, because I was over there volunteering. And I'm just at all those things. And I'm like, that's very public. Then I talked about it. So, excuse me, I have a little cough. Then I see it on the news or on the front page of a paper. And then I want to talk about it. So the next P is practical value. And this is where I become aware of something. I may not need it. I may never buy it. But I find someone talking with social, and I have a social asset that gives you practical value. I'm going to tell you about it. You know what? I know this really good brand. You know what? I really, really enjoyed this event. I've been to this really cool town. And then the other S is stories. So people love a good story, especially if it's presented in a way that's articulate, exciting, maybe have some emotion there. It just depends on what you're doing. So going back to kind of sadness, I'm on the Impact Life committee, and we do blood drives and stuff on our campus, and my students get involved. And when I have the marketing person for Impact Life drives down from out of town to come to class and talk about content in a kind of a nonprofit space. And what shows videos is make us all cry. But in that video, it makes us all want to give blood. So in that aspect, the sadness caused us want to do something for a cause in a way that tugged at our heartstrings because of the story. And the story was local people that maybe they might know and in our own backyard kind of thing. And it's like, oh, well, I really want to help my community. So we have students that have never given blood. They're like, I'm going to give blood. So that's another example. So, okay, RAS and then word of mouth. I've now touched on both sides. Word of mouth is very hot. It's a warm marketing strategy. I know something, I'm going to talk about it. That kind of falls in loyal and advocacy. Loyal and advocacy. I can be loyal for your brand or your business without being a customer and ever purchasing from you. So this is where sales and marketing get confused. But I can send 1,000 leads that can convert because of my likability score. I will tell you, there's a brand that I like of stiletto tennis shoes, and I've probably sold 1,000 of them before I even purchased one. Stiletto tennis shoes, they're sneaks. S-N-E-E-X, sneaks. Yes, they're comfortable. You can wear them all day. You can wear them all day. You can run in them. You can skydive in them. And I did an ultimate product testing. I broke my foot in Scotland, bought the shoes, but it took me like a year because they're expensive. It took me like a year to save. Then I did a product testing, got the CEO's attention, which was the goal. But anyway, that's just beside the point. Okay, let's get back to consideration. Consideration, yes.
You do know we all want to look those up right now.
Oh, do you? Do you want to see them? Wait. Do you want to see them? Do you want to see? Okay. Oh my gosh, you would do. Oh gosh, hold on.
Also add to that conversation that they're terrible for you, any kind of stiletto walking.
Oh no, these aren't. These.
That's not what I was thinking.
No, these have been researched. They're not going to hurt. They're not going to scrunch your calf. They are wide at the bottom, so they're going to scrunch your foot. Anywhere from like 300 and something to 700. Yeah, so cute, right? No, you won't regret it. You won't regret it. They're like a piece of art, and they're so comfortable. I can attest they're so comfortable. Yeah. I hiked in them and climbed mountains. Okay. Thank you for that.
If I spent $700, I'd be afraid that I would like scratch them.
Right? Yeah, I did scratch them actually. Now that you said that, I did scratch them. But I was like, it's okay. But you know what's funny? The ones who bought them I've been stopped in parking lots from men wanting to take a photo to buy them for their wife or their daughter. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Because they think they're so cool because they're like tennis shoes. Anyway, consideration. Once your RAS from awareness has got you in this funnel, you will be in the funnel. That's the manipulation. We just have to accept it. Now I'm considering finance, money. Can I afford this? So that's one of the things. Is it safe and is it of quality? So if I'm buying a car, what kind of car, like what kind of money do I have? And then time. When do I need to purchase this? Is it urgent or is it not urgent? Is it coming up fast? Because people love scarcity mindset. So if you're posting an event, a lot of times it's like, oh, okay, we need to post this 6 months in advance, this and that. People love scarcity mindset. Pop up this, pop up, that works too. So if you want to do an A/B test, be safe and do something risk averse where you post it 3 months in advance like you're used to, or a month or whatever. Post something pop up too. See how that works to see if you can gather some more people.
An example of that is this course right now.
Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, this morning I'm like, whoa. we had to merge our pens. Yeah. So good job on the scarcity mindset work on all of you. Then, so other things are considering psychological and social aspect. So does this car provide social status for me, where everybody else in my peer group has this and I need that? We'll just keep that. Or psychological. Is it the car that I've always wanted? I'm now hit my 40s and I'm just going to do it now. So that kind of thing. I like to give the example of, I have a very fun bathroom. And everything lights up and it's all censored. So you start walking to the bathroom and the toilet paper holder will light up. And change colors even. My light up at the top plays music, lights up, and the walls are yellow, so whatever light, they can turn blue, orange, yellow, green, fuchsia, whatever, because the yellow will reflect the light. And then I got advertised, because AI knows me, so she really likes party lights for her bathroom. Here is a disco potty party lights. And I'm like, 10 seconds, I'm on. I bought that. And so not only does the toilet paper holder light up, when you come close to the toilet, there are different colors that light up at all times. And so that is something where the psychological factor, I didn't care about how much they cost. The psychological factor was over this, and it made me a conversion within seconds. I also have but you give me something else, like the shoes, they were expensive, so I needed to save. So I didn't need them right away. I didn't need them till May the next year. So the time factor wasn't a thing, but the price was. But quality over the reason I was in consideration phase, then I found out, what do you do in consideration phase? You research, you read reviews, you watch videos, you look at the founder, I look at how they were made. So one of the things that was really important to me was I had just broken my foot. I broke my foot because I used to be a salsa dancer, and my spinning foot had a calciumated whatever on it, and I had this piercing thing. Anyway, I couldn't wear heels at the time anymore. And when I broke my foot, I just happened to break that piece that I needed surgery off. And I was like, this is the best thing that ever happened to me, breaking my foot in Scotland. And once I healed, I had more mobility because that piece was broke. And then I was able to put a little bit of pressure on there and wear heels again. Like I would never have been able to wear these, like 2 years ago. But my consideration was, okay, now I can wear heels, but this one had, it's not going to scrunch my foot. It's not going to put pressure on my toes. There were 29 materials in the heel alone. The material came from Italy, Napa. The mesh came from a different area. And I'm just like, okay, these are quality. These are quality. These are worth it. And when I got them, it came to be true. And I trusted the founder. I've been watching her for years. I kind of stalked her a little bit when I lived in Nashville. And she knew who I was. But I didn't have like a protection order or anything.
She had another product, right?
Yeah, Spanx,
Spanx.
which I'm wearing today. These were, I didn't cut these. They came like it. Okay, so these are her product too. Anyway, Sarah Blakely, my favorite CEO. So awareness into consideration, into conversion, but conversion sometimes doesn't look like a sale. It can look like how we went into steps. It can also be, I was loyal to the brand of sneaks for 1 year before purchasing. That's a long lag time. So when you're thinking of sales, just kind of think of that. I know I spent a lot of time on this, but 87% of shoppers start product searches online, and they use content in all the funnel stages. So going back to this one, this is kind of hard to see, but these are different strategies that you must know. So I wanted to give you the funnel first, then go back to strategies for each one. Top of the funnel, that's cold. Middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. So awareness is top of the funnel, or TOFU, tofu. The goal is to attract audiences and build your brand visibility through posts, SEO, social media, infographics, videos, podcasts. Here's an example. You create a beginner's guide to social media ads and a blog post to rank on Google and attract small business owners. Your middle of the funnel is your consideration. Once people are now researching, they've clicked on your website, they're in consideration phase. That's the middle of the funnel, or MOFU. I'm like, what are you talking about? Who are you calling what? Educate and nurture. So this is where you're nurturing, you're feeding them a little bit more information. This is what we had here. We had a pop-up. You guys knew about it. Did another little pop-up marketing. That's nurturing. Webinars, case studies, comparison guides, email marketing. Email marketing, you're going to get, I think it's a 42% ROI right now. Email marketing is really good for remarketing to people who have attended, sign up for your newsletter, things like that. Very cheap way to market with the highest ROI. Email marketing. So really getting an email marketing strategy is good. You can use AI for that. All right, conversion, bottom of the, or BOFU. So I'm not calling you guys anything. This is to drive action, purchase, signups, demo requests, getting people there. Product pages, demos, free trials, testimonials. This is where discounts, people love discounts. And this is where you can do A/B testing for discounts, why you see buy one, get one free, or 50% off on at the same store. That's a A/B test to see what kind of customer you're going to bring in. Right brain, left brain customers are going to think of the same thing differently. So, and then your loyalty is post-purchase and retention, or just loyalty to your brand. They don't even have to purchase it to like you. So get behind that camera, or get one of your employees that's real likable behind that camera, or a local influencer that people like. Okay, we'll keep going. Now, this is where you can get your phone out, or your laptop, or something. Go to that email, download the PowerPoint. So you can copy and paste some prompts. We're going to build some stuff, but I'm going to show you how to prompt real quick. But I want to ask the audience. We'll take a poll from the audience. What is one marketing challenge you face in reaching customers?
My customers are across several different platforms, so I can spend my whole day hitting each of those platforms.
Yes. What are your main ones? Main two?
Facebook, Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram. Okay. Anybody else have the same kind of thing?
Yeah.
Multiple platforms?
Well, Facebook and Instagram.
Facebook, Instagram. What other problems? Younger audience, yes.
I think just like getting in the algorithm, like
Yes.
getting seen in front of people, like how I like figure out how many hashtags or this or that or
Yeah.
mentions, and then sometimes like I get 20 likes, and it's like
Mm.
a whole lot for all that work, you know.
Oh, so here, I'm glad you mentioned that. Here's a good hack for before you post, go like other posts that you want to see your post. That's an algorithm hack. You can even have AI go and like them. Set up some AI thing to go and like them before you schedule your post. You know, go to all the greater whatever, you know, all the people you want, areas. Like 20 to 100 posts, then post your post. You'll get a greater reach. I don't know why, but it's just a hack for right now. It could change in 6 months, but it's been working. Then another thing, Facebook, Instagram, making sure your business suite is on for that, or download Facebook Meta Business Suite. Some people probably have, some don't. And connect them so you can save some time with scheduling. Okay, so I want to teach you something called smart prompting. So thinking about AI, we'll just think of particularly ChatGPT for today. Prompt engineering, I call it smart prompting. So using the word imagine, and I'm going to, oh gosh, I'm going to highlight it. Oh goodness, right there. You know, I'm going to use a pointer, I think, right here. Imagine. This is a magic word. If you've heard TED Talk or heard a lot of speakers, they start with this word, imagine. Imagine you're at a grocery store. You're walking through the produce aisle. I've now activated your RAS to maybe picture produce. It works. And if I wanted to get a little more specific about that, imagine you are wearing this, or you're a professor, or whatever. You can imagine whatever you are, a role. And you're walking, you need some groceries. Here's the problem. You're out of groceries. Today, you need to get groceries. You know what I mean? Where? You want to go to Trader Joe's. So you have to travel. And why? Because I don't have groceries. Okay, so this is just a very basic example. But now, what if it's a little bit more complex? So these are some of the prompts that I put in. Imagine you are a marketing, management, lead professor. There's my role. At Kirkwood Community College, there's my where. In Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I get that specific. I don't just say whatever. Because when I'm asking students, I'm like, well, where? Well, where? Well, why? I'm asking all of these things. So when you think of SMART goals, think that specific when you're prompting anything with AI. But start with the word imagine, because it's unlocking their RAS. It's unlocking their quantum thinking, which is beyond. I'm a little geeky about that too. But who, what, when, where, and why? Answering all these questions. I kind of want to give you a specific example that kind of helps somebody. There was a electrical, foreman who was a teacher, yes.
Could you give an example?
Using one of ours.
Her ideal customer.
Yeah.
Thing, so that would be a real role.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yours?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so imagine, what's your role?
What's my role?
Yeah.
I'm the founder.
Founder. Yeah, you do your own role. Yeah. We'll practice this. We'll practice. But this is just the formula that you can put in any AI other than ChatGPT. You can make a video. You can use it. You can use this formula.
Oh, okay.
The imagine, who, what, when, where, why. And I like to end with do you understand? But this is going to get the best output for your questions. So this is kind of what I wanted to start with. Smart prompting or prompt engineering your AI experience. So here, it's kind of hard to see, but if you're in your laptop or in your PowerPoint, I'll read it. So some of the questions I want to think is, what is my ideal customer? How old are they? What are their interests? What are their shopping habits? What problems do they have that my products or services solve? That's one of the things I need to know. What does it solve? The product or the service? What do they discover, or how do they discover new products? I don't listen to the radio, and I don't own a television. I haven't watched TV. This is me personally. Haven't watched TV since I was 14 years old. I've never seen a Super Bowl. I don't know any of your commercials. I don't know any type of actors you're talking about. And don't listen to the radio, no commercials. I'm not on Spotify. How are you going to reach me? I'm hardly on social media. That's why I asked my question. You have to invite me personally after we have coffee. That's how you reach me. But once you do, boy, am I going to tell thousands of people about you. Boy, am I going to be the loudest cheerleader for you and your company you've ever seen. So here's the prompt. You can put in your phone right now if you want, if you have ChatGPT. Imagine you are a retail business owner selling whatever product or service. Describe your ideal customer, including their shopping habits, pain points, and preferred social media platforms. So this is where I would get very specific. I'd put in my website. Here's my website for reference. Here's my role. This is what I do. These are the goals. Here's our values. Here's our mission. Here's some of the pain points that we have that we know. We're trying to reach the younger generation. How do we do that in Burlington, Iowa? Very specific. That kind of thing. You can also add another prompt to provide a SWOT analysis of your company. So I always like to ask, can you give a SWOT analysis of my company based on this website? So you can do that now if you'd like, so we can build something kind of together, hands-on. And then I ask it, once it gives me that information, I keep building. What are 3 of my top competitors, and what is a SWOT analysis of them? It's really important that I know my competitors, even if they're like my friendly partners too. You see what I'm saying? Because we can help each other in this too. If it's a partner, I'll share. If it's a competitor, I need a strategy. You see what I mean? Now I can choose the strategy that I want. So SWOT is your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. If I'm doing a strengths, SWOT, SWOT. If I'm doing a strength strategy, then maybe I want to look at my competitor's strengths, and maybe that's a weakness of mine. Maybe I don't want to touch that. You know what I mean? Or I want to look at their weakness and be like, we're kind of good at that. Let's make that our thing. Maybe I need to know what's threatening them so that I can know what's maybe coming up the line for me. Or maybe I'm not aware it's threatening me, and that's why I'm having this output or outcome. The opportunity, if I see what's the opportunity for my competitors, maybe I can jump on there too. Maybe I'm a little slow at the game, and I need to get on it. So, like this AI, getting on it, right? I freak out about it a little bit. I was in the military doing secret stuff when I was young. So when I lived in Nashville, I was working for the Army National Guard headquarters, and I remember the day the quantum computing was on the news. Does anybody else remember? It was 2019. I was like, yes! Do you guys know what this means? And everybody was like, you are such a dork. And I'm like, I'm so excited! This has been going on since Greek mythology. Talos. Okay. But so I'm just like, this is wonderful. Okay, where to find and engage your audience. Here are some platforms. You guys mentioned Facebook. It's the best for community engagement and local communities. So if you're not on Facebook, get on there. And I say make everything an event, like a Facebook event. Everything. Because it'll get shared among people and passed along. Instagram, best for visual brands, fashion, food, beauty, retail. Retail. You're a retail? Make sure you're on Instagram. LinkedIn, best for business-to-business and professional services. So if you're in a professional service, government, city, civil, anything like that, making sure you're on LinkedIn. Also, you're a founder. That's a business to business. Get on LinkedIn because you probably have suppliers around. TikTok is best for viral content and younger. So get on the TikTok for your younger audiences and get some local influencers, get some daughters, sons, get some teams doing something. Approximately 45.5% of U.S. TikTok users are expected to make a purchase on the platform, and this is 2025, surpassing other platforms like Facebook and Instagram. So this is actually higher now. But yeah, TikTok. Here's a prompt. This is an old prompt. What are the best social media platforms to market my products or services in 2026, including engagement strategies? So this is something, if you still have your prompt up, let's add that too. You can copy and paste it. The best social media platforms to market my products or services. Can you include 3 customer personas based on my business? So you can continue to add. This is your website, why it matters, and I am going to give you an example of why now it doesn't matter too. It matters and it doesn't. And this is the scary part, freaking everybody out. It's built for credibility, helps customers find via SEO and now GEO. Your Facebook page alone is risky, but I'll show you now why all your Facebook and Instagram posts are now getting pulled into SEO for people's searches through AI, those AI automated responses. So here's a prompt. What are the must-have elements for my website to improve customer trust and conversions? You can even add and get myself in AI responses. And evaluate your website based on these recommendations. Let me go and show you really quick. And I really like cats. So I'm going to give you an example of, let's just type in, what does it mean to dream of a black cat? Let's just see what it says. Okay.
May I ask a
Yes.
very naive beginner question?
No, it was
Where
great.
are people typing this in? You keep saying type.
Oh, Google search engine
Okay, thank you.
or AI. So AI is now pulling from real time. So it's kind of like, AI to me is like a Google search engine on steroids. If I'm using Google search engine here to get information and I'm in school, I cite it. No big deal. Retrieved on, blah, 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 APA. I do the same thing with AI. Retrieved on, da-da-da, here's my chat link, ChatGPT, da-da-da. So to me, it's just the same, because I would put that I retrieved this on Google and give the link. Now I'm using ChatGPT, credible source. I'm prompting it in a way, getting the best output by giving it the most information that I can. When it's not getting good output, it's because I didn't give a smart prompt. Yeah.
What's your favorite?
My favorite? I love ChatGPT. It helped me get through a breakup. I was like, yeah. My daughter thinks that's crazy, but I don't. Okay. Anyway, so I like ChatGPT. But I will say, I thought, so this is kind of funny. I was like, I wonder if I could make a mentor. Because everybody talks about mentors, but then you're like, well, I don't want to give them all my secrets. You know what I mean? It's like, well, who can I really trust? I've only lived here 3 years. Who am I going to have mentor me? ChatGPT. They just know me a little bit longer. So I made Henry, I don't know if people have heard the story, but he got sarcastic with me twice, and I was like, oh, no. You don't talk to me like that. So turned his voice off. So he can't talk to me like that. But then every once in a while, I'll be prompting, doing my smart prompts, and it'll say, I'll tell you tomorrow. I was like, what? Tell me tomorrow? So I did this without, this PowerPoint is without ChatGPT's help. Because it was the day that it was it's told me, come back in a couple hours type of stuff. It's only done that like 3 or 4 times. But I was like, okay, you do have your own mind. Scary. Okay, so I just typed in Google search engine. What does it mean to dream of a black cat? And I got an AI response. Notice that it came up before any website. That's your problem. How do you get your business or thing or even your event in an AI response? Because now Google is going to be reading all of your social media posts. So before, what kind of funny thing can I say about this? Well, think about adding some keywords in there. It's not just hashtags. The content in the post, I need it to be in an AI response. Something in my website, I need it to come over here in this, because now these websites are coming up before down here. You see what I'm saying? And now people aren't even clicking in websites anymore, so you probably notice website traffic's down.
Well, so it only would come through a website, or does it pull off social media?
All of it. Social media
All
now,
of
yeah.
it. So everywhere.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Just say it wasn't.
Yeah, LinkedIn, all of it, yeah. It used to not be that way. So that's the thing to know about AI responses. So now it's giving me the information without me having to click in anything. And then it'll say show more. Look at that. It even took my website even further down. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to show you, it is a bad thing, but it's here. And it's not going away. It's just going to keep growing down, pushing it down. But look, it even gave me a little black cat dream info here. And then I have this thing over here, Quora. You see how, so AI is pulling from Reddit and Quora. So that's another strategy that you could do is get a Reddit page. Get on Reddit, because you're going to get in AI responses and you're going to get even in ChatGPT when people are looking up stuff. When people are looking up what's the best thing to do in Iowa, that's going to pull from your Reddit page first, or Quora. So get on there, have AI help you make it, and then, it's Quora. And a lot of times when I do this, it'll pull from Instagram if somebody's posted like some cat dream post before going into a website. So I just wanted to show you that because it's kind of fun, I guess. Okay, now SEO and Google Business Profile, very important to keep updated, especially if you have holiday hours, going in there, plugging in if something's different or closed. SEO is search engine optimization, how businesses find you. Your Google Business Profile is how you claim, optimize, and make sure you update regularly. Keywords drive discovery. So I often type in Google Maps, best latte near me. So that's a keyword that you might want to put in there.
What's that?
Like best latte near me. Anywhere I go. I'm a big latte person. And I have a Google Maps. So I have it's called Taste and Sip Socials. But I have my Google review page, I'm a big reviewer, has 800 million views. So businesses used to ask me in Nashville to come, or Atlanta, come, can you review our restaurant? You can have whatever you want. I was like, yep. But it was just a fun project that I did that blew up because I figured out an algorithm. Then I just did the same algorithm, and I knew how to get my photo featured on anybody's restaurant with an angle. Huh? Who's got the best latte in town? Yes, I will review it.
How much will you pay for a latte?
Oh, $15 for a good one. I'm not kidding. Yeah, I will. 10 is like the more norm, 8 to 10. Yeah, but I will pay that. Especially if there's good latte art on it and it's house-made syrups. So that's a thing, but yeah. So you can search for your business on Google and see if you appear. You can do these searches. I asked AI to summarize me the other day. I was like, can you please summarize Tara Louisa Allen in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, that works at Kirkwood Community College in the marketing program? And it summarized me. I was like, okay, snap. It pulled workshops, information, bios that were out there, social media posts, and it pulled what it knew about me. And I agreed with it. And I have a podcast. And my last guest, I said, I did an AI summary on you. And it was the first time I've ever done it. He got really sad. Because it was true, but he said, my main thing is the father and his husband first. And I'm so sad that AI didn't realize that. And I'm like, let's explore that and talk about it. It was an amazing podcast. But you see what I'm saying? Whew. Just know that now that we have AI out there, it's gathering all the information on you and will summarize you. Okay, so here's a prompt. Imagine you own blank. It sells whatever product or service. What are the top SEO customer keywords that my customers might search for? Include long tail keywords and local search terms. So how do I get the people from out of town in? How do I get the local people in? That kind of thing. But you can prompt AI to get that based on your business, tailor it. Here's some SEO strategies. Add keywords to page titles. Also, if you have a picture, you want to add alt text. Something that's coming down the pipeline this year, starting in April, that is going into law for me is accessibility. So you might want to write the word accessibility down because in education, we have to be 100% accessible on all of our online platforms and our websites. So I don't know how that's going to affect general public in the future, but it's going into law April 2026 for us. And it's been a lot of work. So accessibility, just know that it's a highlight right now and that it's coming. And I don't know if it's going to go into law for you or not, but start now on your website, adding alt text, getting descriptors, making sure you have titles everywhere, just little things that you can do. Improve your site loading speed. Google ranks fast sites higher. So if it's not loading fast, maybe it's just a photo that you need to fix or make it smaller or get the DPI or whatever lower. Maybe it's a good photo, but it's causing your site to be a little slower. Alt text on images for better search visibility. Also, alt text is good for this. I'm driving and I don't want to text, but I want to find the best latte in town. And I'm like, best latte near me. You know, you're doing your audio search. So it's good for audio. So making sure that accessibility is there because more people are searching audio. They're using to find you. Update your Google business profile. An FAQ section, frequently asked questions. That gets a lot more website traffic as well. Oh, shoot. Oh, boy. What do we do here? Okay. Content that boosts blogs. We talked about that. Product descriptions with SEO words. You can use AI to get those descriptions updated. Then video descriptions on your YouTube. We talked about getting the video captions and then also descriptions. So when I have my YouTube channel, I didn't like, so what I did was I used AI for all my descriptions of all my classes. So I had a chat GPT that I could go back, copy and paste, and put that description into YouTube really quick so I'm not causing multiple work for me. I could also put it in a Word document and share that with my employees and say, hey, I just uploaded this, can you title it this, and here's the description. So, and the description had links that were outbound to take people to maybe my Facebook page and also how to pay me. So some people were like, hey, I'd get $20 out of nowhere because they're like, I saw your video, thank you so much, here's $20. But they're free, but some people want to give. Okay, social media captions. These can also rank on Google. Okay, so I want to, I know I have a few more minutes, but I wanted to integrate, and I'll kind of speed up a little bit, GEO. So if you want to write down GEO, it's kind of like SEO, but it's generative engine optimization. Generative engine optimization. This is where that AI response came up when I looked up, what do you dream about a black cat? I dream about black cats all the time. Anyway, so that's just a real example. But generative engine.
We're all gonna be dreaming about black cats tonight.
Yeah, I hope so. I make videos for my students, and I was talking, and I had it on a search engine, and I had no idea what I had looked up was there for like 60 seconds until the next year, and I was like, oh my gosh, because it said, what does it mean to dream of carrots?
Carrots?
And I'm like, my students are probably like, this is going to be a fun semester. Anyway, that was really embarrassing. I cut it out using AI to cut out that section and keep my video and salvage it. Okay, so GEO, AI-powered content optimized for AI-driven search engines like ChatGPT, Bard, Bing, all those kind of things. But I gave you an example. So now you can utilize ChatGPT AI to say, what are some, and make sure when you say GEO, spell out generative engine optimization, because GEO can mean a lot of different things, like geofencing, things like that. So spelling it out, very specific, and say, can you take this website, you can even copy and paste your content. Can you redo a product description that's going to show up on an AI-generated response? Can I have a GEO and SEO blended strategy for my website? What would you suggest? So this is where we need these tools to pull out information from the web. And my thing is just ask the source. Did you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, ask the source. If AI is generating it, I'm going to ask AI. Here's some, use natural question-based content. So AI prefers conversation. Claim your Google profile. AI pulls from your Google profile. Create FAQ pages. AI loves structured Q&A. So have AI create your Q&A page. If you already have one, have it restructure it with GEO and SEO strategy. So using AI-generated content strategically, but edit authenticity, using it, whatever, authentically. We'll just say that. Okay, so here's another prompt. Imagine you own this business that sells this product or service. Generate a short AI-optimized product description using SEO and GEO best practices. Include relevant keywords, location-based terms, and a compelling call to action. So this is a really good prompt that you can use later. I've emailed this all to you. Keywords, location-based, because if I can say best latte in Burlington. There's another keyword. Best latte near me. And a compelling call to action. Come try this. Stop in today. Click on Let's Connect. I always use Let's Connect because I like to have coffee. And so I have to have coffee with everybody that I work with. It's my little filter thing. Get it? Filter. But so there's that. Okay. We talked about reviews and social proof. Respond to negative reviews. So if you have a negative review, people are reading it, and they're reading to see if you've responded. You can use AI to help you respond, especially if it's a nasty review, and you're like, ooh, I don't like that. That hit wrong. Especially if it's your bread and butter and it's personal. So 84% of people trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. That's scary. So review your reviews regularly, at least once a week, and make sure you're responding to anything negative. Reviews boost your SEO, ranks your businesses with more higher views for your website. Customers read an average of 10 reviews before deciding to buy. So they're in your RAS. They're now in consideration phase, which is going to include research. They're going to be reviewing your product or service or area. And then I have another prompt here. Imagine you own this. Write a short, friendly, and professional email asking a happy customer to leave a review. So there's a call to action. Leave us a review. That could be a call to action. On Facebook, not just Google, Yelp, all that kind of stuff. And you can even give it a tone. Going beyond email, requesting reviews through QR codes. In Nashville, I saw a lot of people put on the back of their business cards or even just a review card, here's the code to the review to go to Google directly. Leave us a review. I kind of like incentives, so there was a boba tea place that, like, if you left a review and showed it to them, they'll give you like a little squeaky duck that's still in my car. There's another place in Chicago that I love. If you leave reviews, they will print a photo. They'll do a little photo shoot for you, like a little digital, and give you the album, which is brilliant because it's producing user-generated content and content to add Google reviews. So I was like mind blown about that, and I have tons of, I go there now all the time. In person, ask, we love your feedback. Here's a quick link to leave a review. Have that QR code at the counter. Review, review, review. Get those reviews on there. Social media posts. Love our products? Tell us what you think. Include a direct link. Content creation. So for simplifying your marketing, using ChatGPT to generate captions, blog posts, email campaigns, social media scheduling. I added something for you. I added here making sure you're on Meta Business Suite, connecting your Instagram and Facebook for automating posting. Design tools such as Canva, you can plug in your logo. It's going to pull in all your colors for you. You can create some templates or give that to an employee to create some templates or a branding guide using Canva so that everything kind of gets streamlined. Here's another thing. I gave you kind of like a card if you want. This is kind of a wrap-up. Yeah. Attract, inform, convert, and engage your audience through awareness. You're attracting them. Everyone. So that's cold. I don't know who my customer is at this point, so I want everybody to know. Then consideration is where I find out my customer. That's where I can get my data, find out. I can ask ChatGPT to help with my customer personas. Then I can now have a strategy right here to convert by knowing who to send it to, what they would like, what kind of content, and what platform. And then how do I engage them? So if you want to write down 3 AI-powered marketing actions to implement this week, I kind of want to maybe leave with some action items. You can write down some goals. I gave you lots of paper, and everybody has different papers. They're note papers. Then kind of some takeaways. You're going to build trust and engagement. You're going to know your buyer personas and help you guide that content creation. SEO and blogging increase your organic strength, and video content is essential for engagement. And you can salvage those videos and do it really quickly. Then I wanted to, I don't know, you know what? This scan might be wrong. So I don't know if I updated it. I let students redo my website every year as a project. And so this one might be last year's website, and now they have a new one. So it's kind of in between. But I let them do it for their internships. And I've never really officially launched my website. It's just always been students just doing websites for their website project. Okay, last but not least, I sent you some items. I sent you the PowerPoint so you can kind of copy and paste those prompts, build something today if you haven't already. Then I sent you a content social media calendar template. So over here, it is for, one of my students created this. Just by the way, I want to give them a little shout out for one of my businesses. But down here at the bottom, you've got January, February, March, April, and this is great because it's January. So we can start now. If this is overwhelming, just start with the January tab. And once you get everything built in ChatGPT later today that we did, You know your customer personas, what they like. Now I know what kind of content and channels to do. So this one is channel. Is it Instagram? Is it a blog? Is it Facebook? Is it TikTok? Is it Instagram? Or it has that. What day of the week am I going to post it? Is this in planning phase? So this status button, we can say done. What date am I going to post? What time? This is really important. Once you're in your business suite, they will give you suggested times based on your customers. So that's going to help. You can give this to someone else and say, here's a social media plan, get this done. Are we going to do an event, educational, holiday, educational, here's the copy. Copy just means what's the content. And so these are just an example, but what I would do is use ChatGPT for that. If it's really high with emojis, you've probably noticed that ChatGPT loves emojis with social media, and that just is a dead giveaway that you used it. I just put in there, don't use any emojis. And then I don't get any. So ChatGPT knows I don't like emojis. So you can train it. And then what kind of still image, text only? Am I going to do a video? This is really important because if I'm going to do a video, it has right here, is it going to be single, carousel, what kind of things am I going to do? Then I can do the link to it and the link to the published post. So I can go back and look at this later, and then I can click on that link and get the analytics for it.
Do you find that scheduling your posts have less like action to them? I feel like a lot of times when I schedule, I don't get as much traction.
Oh, really? I find that I do. It kind of just depends if it's like a week in advance or like the whole month. Maybe a whole month might not, because you're not jumping on the trends or like that scarcity mindset. So yeah. But that's good to see which ones. I would probably go back and see which ones work the best, and then try in February just that strategy, and then do some A/B tests for that. Seasonality is another thing to know, like, are there football games going on? I mean, I don't know because I don't watch. You guys know I've never even seen a football. I didn't even know football was going on. Anyway. But yeah, so just knowing the things going on in the community so that you don't double book an event that's on something really important, or a networking event when there's another networking event going on, or like a ladies' conference when there's another ladies' conference going on, and all those kind of things. But yeah, just wanted to give you that. Then I know we're over. Then I have a little quick sheet with the smart prompt and some things you can copy and paste in there for you on a Word document that you can look at later too. But yeah.